We're back. We're back. Am I back? We back? I'm back. Are you back? Sorry about that. I think my internet connection is not up to this live streaming thing. At least not from the desktop. There wasn't any problems last week with the phone live stream, was there? Yeah, that thing just dropped with no notice. So let's see if we can get you back again. We'll see if we get a copyright strike off of that. Or not a strike, but a dispute over use of Mr. Joe Walsh's Down on the Farm. And then we're gonna, so what are we doing here? You got the camera on, all right. Just gonna put the title back in. Well, yeah, just as I was going live here, I noticed everybody on YouTube is doing a live stream tonight. So I found that last week, though, as an experiment, it was a good time hanging out with everybody on the live stream. But then a bunch of people came and checked it out after the fact. So that's good. You know, there's as many people as if I would have just made a standalone video. So I like doing the live stream because we can kind of take this anywhere as opposed to just talking at the camera by myself and uploading a video. But if the internet connection is not up to it, I don't know. What are we calling this? This is Friday Night Hoedown Shit Show. Southern Rock Retro Revisited. So I'll say that. There you go. Mike Kane is in. Hey, Mike, welcome, welcome. Dad, I guess, got lost on the side of the road. He was with us a second ago. Like I say, everybody else. Joe Walsh is better than AC/DC? Or do you have that backwards? Howdy. So yeah, you missed the first live stream. It was short but good. We played Joe Walsh, Down on the Farm. We're not going to play it again. We'll play a little bit again. So, just as people find their way back in. Is this source audio good now? Like in comparison to my voice, is one way out of whack compared to the other? This is a hoedown after all.
With
anyways, you get the idea. And so we're picking up where we left off last week. Yeah, some people have been complaining that the when I play a video, it just blasts out their earphones. So I got these wireless earbuds I'm trying out. It all sounds okay coming through for me. Although, let's see, I'm not hearing my voice. Anyways, you get the idea. No, that's not it. Shall we do this? No, we'll just leave that muted. Let me see here. So it just blasts out their earphones. So I got these. Okay, that's not too bad, that level. There's Dad. All right, you found your way back in. I thought you fell off the back of the pickup truck there, and we didn't have time to stop and turn around and come get you. But there you are. Welcome back. But anyways, yeah, last Friday or Saturday, I forget when it was already, we did a Southern Rock Retrospective Revisited. This is the Southern Rock Retrospective Revisited. And it's kind of based on a bunch of viewer comments, suggestions, and a little bit of music I've been perusing on my own here. So I'm not going to go back through all the comments, but I got some really interesting links that you guys have been sending me, Mike included. Mike was begging me to cover some more prog. Again, I'm not up to speed, but we'll give you a little teaser at the end if you're willing to stick around. Well, not at the end. This is never going to end. But okay, let's see. You guys don't need to see this. Let's go back to camera. So yeah, I got the how do I point there? There is There Goes the Neighborhood by Joe Walsh, and that's where Down on the Farm originated from. So I've been spinning some of my wax on that crappy turntable I got there. I haven't had the opportunity to go look for anything better at the moment, so I'm just gonna use what I got. Okay, just asking. I don't want to put words in your mouth. Yeah, my prog knowledge is so limited. It's almost not even worth asking. I think I did tease and say I could do another Pink Floyd feature. So yeah, I had this all set up where I was going to have the chat like right here, but instead I got to put it on my other laptop. Maybe I'll raise you up so I'm not looking down. It's just always technical issues here. We got sunbeam, we got lighting issues. We'll have to live with it. Sun will be going down in another hour anyway. Dark Side of the Moon, yeah, that is a goodie. Definitely like Joe Walsh, Brand, and AC/DC. Yeah, I like them both. I mean, they both got that certain swagger and attitude. Again, AC/DC doesn't fit in the Southern Rock Retrospective, but if you look at Angus Young, he's a blues guitarist. I mean, it's hard rock and blues. Out of their own mouths, that's kind of how they saw themselves. I even mentioned, whether it was last week or the week before, Black Sabbath. They look at themselves as a blues rock act, at least in the Aussie days, and through the 80s and 90s. That's when they really started to develop that heavy metal sound. But it was kind of what I would consider proto metal back in '69, that classic era. But Aussie, I was listening to a number of Aussie interviews over the last couple of weeks, and a miracle that he's still survived all his career and lifestyle and all that. But he considers himself like a blues rock band or a blues rock singer. In any case, yeah, in Modesto, 96. We're supposed to get up to 96 up here on Sunday. So here in Celsius, that's 36 degrees they're calling for. So that's about as hot as it gets in the peak of summer. You know, there might be the odd day where we hit 100, but 96 is way too warm, at least for May, early May. So things are a little out of whack here. And it's just been going up and down. So as we talk about the weather, I hate the heat, like the cold. I don't like either. I like just moderate. 70 degrees is fine. Southern West Virginia, that's where I want to live. Oh, okay. Anyways, getting back into the Southern rock stream. So yeah, I picked up some Joe Walsh, started playing it. I showed a bunch of you some of the wax that I've accumulated in the last little while, and so I found the Joe Walsh live album. What was that one called? You can't argue with a sick mind, or something like that. And then the other one you could see. The smoker you drink, the player you get. There goes the neighborhood. So, I mean, I was always familiar with Joe Walsh's hits that you hear on the radio and ones that YouTube keeps suggesting to you, but I wasn't familiar with all of the full-length albums, and so I've been enjoying some of that. I was wondering what else from my collection have I been listening to this week. Well, in my car, I've been listening to a little bit of Allman Brothers. Just trying to remember what else. I don't think there was much else. I haven't been spending a lot of time up here listening to tunes, but I picked up some Joe Walsh and started listening. So I listened to three Joe Walsh albums this week. I was getting the house cleaned up for sale. Hey Justin, welcome in. So now, I can play the stereo and listen to it throughout the house. So if I'm outside, there's no point in slapping any music on the turntable. I'm not going to hear it. But then the viewer suggestions came in, and there were some interesting ones. The boys from Oklahoma, what was it called? Canadian Connection Crossroads or something. I forget who made that suggestion, and so that's some pretty interesting. I'm not going to pull up that link. I guess I can drop the Joe Walsh link for you. Let's see. Camera. If you guys are interested in seeing what I'm listening to, this is Joe Walsh down on the farm. Right now. Then what was I listening to next? We'll go here. Let's try and do this in order. What did I do this week? No, we'll go here. So the other suggestion I was getting is people were, I don't know if anybody in this chat, but people in the comments, why buy records? Can't you stream? I went through a whole explanation of just the nostalgia of getting vinyl, and it's the whole experience. The cover art, Just the smell of the musty old cardboard, the whole experience of it. I'm not a fan of streaming. Like I can barely get these devices to work here, and my old Nite or 2004 Ford pickup truck. I mean, it doesn't have Bluetooth capability. It's got a stock radio in it. Like I've got an iPhone 7 that I was streaming from. Like I can't even update the latest iOS on there. The most up-to-date piece of equipment I'm using is this Windows 11 laptop, and it's used, and it's one of these tough books, so it's big and bulky. So I don't have the capabilities to do a lot of streaming. I've got these wireless earbuds that can help, but the range on them is not great. So typically I spend my day just kind of working and thinking. And so the music is kind of in my downtime when I flip on the YouTube. So I figured out how to stick a headphone jack into my laptops and get sound out of my stereo speakers when I'm up here. And that's, I guess, our next bit of music, where people were saying country rock, and I've mentioned this name before as Charlie Daniels, and I think somebody sent me a link to, I forget which song, from the this concert in Oakland. And so this is an hour and 56 minutes of Charlie Daniels Band from the Oakland Auditorium, August 21st, 1980. So we're going to do a little reaction here. These guys it's just a hot poppin' Southern rock jam. And the songs are incredible. The musicianship is incredible. The showmanship is incredible. But we're just going to play a snippet of Charlie Daniels' violin virtuosity. So let me know if you guys recognize this one. Maybe I'll share screen on this. Where are we at? It's in black and white. The video, it's real poor quality, but the sound and the performance is just amazing. So here we go. Okay, sorry, I'm just messing with you guys. But that was a little pause during Orange Blossom Special, and his version of it just cooks. And Devil Went Down to Georgia is in this one, and I'll put this link in the chat as well. Highly recommend this entire. What did I do here? Hello. Highly recommend that entire playlist. So that's Charlie Daniels. Yeah, it's a gooder. It's a real gooder. So we're not going to play a bunch of that. I mean, you guys are all familiar with Charlie Daniels, I'm sure. But this blew me away. Like it just kept getting better and better the longer I listened, and it was just so enjoyable to check this out. I don't know, the thing I'm trying to figure out is why you always get that little beep. I don't know which device. I think that's OBS Studio that's doing that, but I have no way of telling. So yeah, a viewer had left a comment with a link to that concert, and yeah, maybe let's give a little bit more of it. This is the finale of Orange Blossom Special.
Thank you. Thank you.
So you get the idea. But this whole concert just cooks. So highly recommend it. So Southern Rock is better. Yeah, it's sort of like there's so much overlap though. So in this particular concert, I think Toy Caldwell from Marshall Tucker Band actually helps out with "Can't You See." I'm sure I heard that right. I wasn't watching the video. I was just letting it play. And so a bunch of these guys, like they work together. They know each other. Apparently, Ronnie Van Zant and Charlie Daniels were as close as could be. So yeah, just all these artists, they all ran in the same circles. Whether it was the Allmans and the Skinnards, or the Skinnards and the Charlie Danielses, it's all just like one big rock heritage story. So let's see if we can avoid the sunbeams here. Got a hot spot right behind me here. Oh man. Have to put some shades up or something. And so yeah, like just getting back into some of these songs. Like I remember finding Orange Blossom Special by Charlie Daniels on YouTube a few years ago, but just hearing these concerts from start to finish, you just feel the energy in the room, and you're not even there. And that was 45 years ago, this concert. I mean, it still sounds as fresh. Like the music is relevant to me. I mean, this is music that I want to be listening to. And yeah, go check out some of the Marshall Tucker Band live performances. All these incredible shows, like just the footage that's out there. I don't know where they existed in the deep archives, but they've all surfaced here on YouTube, and it's such a delight. So yeah, fair use reviewing the Charlie Daniels Band live. Again, we're kind of experimenting here to see what we can get away with as far as calling this a reaction video stream or live stream. Because Dad, I think, mentioned a week or two ago, it makes no sense that I could buy some vinyl or buy a CD and hang out with my buddies and we can listen to it together and talk about it. But when you go and do that on YouTube, somehow it's an infringement of copyright. Like it doesn't make any sense. So yeah, we're just kind of messing with the copyright holders, just to see how fair use can be here. Because I'm not making any money off this. I'm not using it to build my brand or anything. Like, it's benefiting us in that we're able to sit around and enjoy it all together. So enough of that rambling. I think I heard somebody say "rambling man" earlier. Next up, so yeah, that was a highlight of the week. Just rediscovering Charlie Daniels. So I'll be looking for more of that, and which takes us next to these dudes. And this is another one. Like somebody, it might have been Mike, Commander Cody. Did you give me this one the other day? So I listened to that track you sent me, but this is a track I had on, or I have on my iTunes purchased library, and I listened to this over and over and over. Such a great driving song, and Bill Kirchner, the guitarist, that almost inspires me to want to pick up the guitar again and learn to play like this. So we'll just play a little bit of this.
Drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln. Let me tell you the story about a hot rod race. Fords and Lincolns was setting that pace. That story is true, I'm here to say. I was driving that Model A. Got a Lincoln motor and it's really souped up. Got a Model A body, doesn't look real tough. Got 8 cylinders, used them all, got overdrive, and it never stalled. A 4-rail car, a dual exhaust, with 4 living gears, you can really get lost. Got safety too, but I ain't scared. The brakes are good, the tires fair. Now I pulled out of L.A. late one night, the moon and the stars were shining bright. Driving up on Grapevine Hill, passing cars like they were standing still. Car passing music, friends, on the loop of cars.
So, I mean, that's some pretty poppin' guitar, but I love the sound effects he gets out of the guitar and all that. Like there's a steel guitar in here, the drum kit. When he gets to the line, you know that motor started ticking, and you get to hear him doing the rim shots. Just it sounds like an engine ticking. And brakes squealing and the sirens. And so Bill Kirchner, I mean, he's a master at this. Getting sounds to come out of this Telecaster that just will warp your mind. And so let's see what you guys are saying in the chat about Commander Cody. Yeah, I checked out that vid you sent, and I'll check out the rest of that album once I have some time. We don't use words like unalive. Seen him live in the bar. Nice. Cool. Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen. Yeah, we'll give us a little listen, and I'm going to pop another
All of a sudden, in the wink of an eye, a Cadillac sedan passed me by. I said, boys, that's a mark for me. Bob in the tail, I was always good to see. Boys all ready for being behind. I thought I'd make my Lincoln unwind, so I put off the gas and then alive, shoved it on down into overdrive. Now I wound it up to 110. Speedometer said that I hit top end. My foot was glued like leather to the floor. That's all there is, there ain't no more. Everybody thought that I lost my sense. Telephone poles looked like a picket fence. They said slow down, ice and spots. Lines on the road that looked like ice. Took a corner, sideswiped the truck and crossed my fingers just for luck. Fenders clicking, the guardrail post. The guy beside me was right as a ghost. This is a pedal steel guitar.
So, I mean, what a tight combo of musicians. And like, again, I'm just amazed at the sounds that these guys produce, that you're listening to the story of a song being sung, and the instruments are telling the story as well. I love this kind of music. Oh, are we? I'm not sharing the screen here with you guys. Oh, dang it. Okay, hang on. Let's do this. Let's start over. This is a reaction video, so let's go and react. But again, these guys look like freaking animals.
Don't want to drive me to drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod Lincoln. Let me tell you the story about a hot rod race. Fords and Lincolns was setting that pace. That story is true. I'm here to say I was driving that Model A. Got a Lincoln motor and it's really souped up. Got a Model A body, doesn't look real tough. Got 8 cylinders, used them all. Got overdrive and it never stalled. A 4-rail car, a dual exhaust with 4 living gears. You can really get lost. Got safety too, but I ain't scared. The brakes are good, the tires fair. Now I pulled out of L.A. late one night. The moon and the stars were shining bright. Driving up on Grapevine Hill, passing cars like they were standing still.
So, when was the last time you saw somebody, lead singer with a cigar in his left hand? I mean, these guys, it's all fun tunes, right? And yeah, there's this whole album full of trucking tunes. There's a genre, I think, called diesel rock. And, you know, who was it? Jerry Reed, you know, with all that Cannonball Run stuff. And, yeah, all these great trucking tunes. I think that's what's being referred to as diesel rock. And there's a lot of fun tunes out there. This was a radio hit back in the day. That guy was next to me taking a piss. Okay. Well, yeah, these guys look like just a bunch of degenerates. Not that I look like anything special, but
Hard music friends on the all of a sudden, in the wink of an eye, a Cadillac sedan passed me by. I said, boys, that's a mark for me. Bob in the tail, I was always good to see.
what happened?
Boys all ran me for being behind. I thought I'd make my link and unwind till I put off the gas, and then I shoved it on down into overdrive. Now I wound it up to 110. The speedometer said that I hit top end. My foot was glued like lead to the floor. That's all there is, there ain't no more. Everybody thought that I lost my sense. Telephone poles looked like a picket fence. They said slow down, I see spots. Lines on the road that looked like that. Took a corner, sideswiped the truck and crossed my fingers just for luck. Fenders clicking, the guardrail post. The guy beside me was white as a ghost. This is a pedal steel guitar.
So yeah, one of my favorite instruments is the steel guitar, and featured very much so with Commander Cody, but others, David Lindley. I've enjoyed that, seeing Mercury Blues perform live. But yeah, just the versatility. David Gilmour, obviously, for any prog fans out there. Yes, I saw. I've been looking at Commander Cody. That's not his real name. What? I forget his actual name. That's like the name of the band. He was on the Letterman show, and he was just ripping up the piano like nuts with. This is from 1982 or something, with Paul Schaefer and the Late Night Band or whatever they called themselves. And yeah, they're all just hot musicians, man. And I really love that sound of the steel guitar, though. So we'll carry on with this.
My smoke was coming from out of the back when I started again on that Cadillac. Knew could catch him, I thought it could pass. You know by then to be out of gas. Smoke was coming from out of the side. Should have seen the tension, man, what a ride. It said, look out, I got a license to fly. That caddy pulled over and let me by. All of a sudden she started knocking him down the dip. She started to rock and I looked in the mirror. Red light was blinking. Police were after my hot rod Lincoln. They arrested me and put me in jail. Called out happy to throw my bail. He said, son, you're gonna drive and drinking if you don't stop driving that hot rod. Lincoln, one more time now.
So that's hot driving tunes, man. Like, I used to just drive truck, as some of you may know, for a living. And when you're feeling a little tired, you know, you slap this on and perks you right up, man. Again, I love these story songs. You know, Johnny Cash was a master at this. These guys, Ronnie Van Zant, you know, whether it was Give Me Three Steps or any number of his storytelling songs, songwriting lyrics. I'm a sucker for that. So Bon Scott's lyrics, for all you AC/DC fans out there. George Frayne, that's right. You always remember something that you've associated with the song. First date, guy peed all sorts. Yeah, this is part of the soundtrack of my life. And, you know, we just talked about Charlie Daniels Band. So Devil Went Down in Georgia. That's a storytelling song. That's a song I associated going way back. Like, when did that song come out? 1976, 78, somewhere around there? Like I was listening to that song when it first came out. And, you know, it was one of them jumping on the bed kind of party time songs as a 7-8-year-old kid. Lots of fun. So yeah, it's part of these associations. Maybe that's why it's hard to grasp new music. I'm trying. I'm doing my best, but yeah. As far as what are we looking at here? Look at me. I'm not in the center of the frame anymore. Let's have a look at this. Trying to get out of the there. But anyways, this guitarist, Bill Kirchen, I'm not going to play this whole video. I'm going to make you guys do this as homework. But he's still, or at least...
My pappy said, son, you're going to drive it and drink if you won't quit driving that old hot rod.
So we'll stop right there, but I think he just did an interview the other day that I looked at, or not too long ago. So he's still around, from what I understand. I could be wrong, but let me see. What's on this one here? When was this from? Oh, okay, 4 years ago. So I don't know how active he is today, but he was still doing interviews as little as 4 years ago. So, but this is from, as you can see on your screen, from Washington D.C. But for your listening and viewing pleasure, I'm gonna. Oh, this is Hot Rod Lincoln here. I didn't share that link. Where's Bill? Copy in. Stick these in here. Okay. So the first one is the video I showed of the whole band, and then this is Bill Kirchen and a drum kit and a bassist doing the same song live back in 2008. It's a hot version as well, so encourage you to check that out. We're not going to play the whole thing. It's got a few surprises in it, so you'll have to check it out for yourself and maybe get back to me. Let me know what you think of it. So yeah, this is the kind of stuff I've been listening to this week, just having fun, revisiting some stuff I've heard already. Mike gave the suggestion of the trucking videos or the trucking song. I forget what it was, but I gotta go back and listen to that whole album. And Midnight Special, yeah, like all those old shows where there's Midnight Special or the old Grey Whistle Test. Was that one from England? There were a couple other, whether it's Austin City Limits. How would you access them? But they're all archived on YouTube. You can look up any band, any venue. I mean, it boggles the mind what we have access to. I think Mike might have mentioned, and I've been seeing this, that the Live from Pompeii Pink Floyd video has been redone. So I'm starting to see that on my recommendations on YouTube. So I haven't had time to check that out. I mean, I've seen it before, but I'm kind of curious to see what they've done to revamp it, if anything. So yeah, it's incredible what we have access to, and like I say, for nostalgia's sake, I'm wanting to get back into some of the vinyl that I had really cherished at one time, and it's just kind of a bit of a hobby, a diversion, something to keep my mind occupied, and it's just kind of the hunt for that one album that you've been looking for, or that one rare find that you go to a garage sale and they've got this classic rock album that you've been looking for forever, and it's in mint condition and they want 50 cents for it, kind of thing. But in any case, I gotta turn the kettle on and make more coffee. Just hang on. We will return to our regularly scheduled program very shortly. Just hook up YouTube to the stereo. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. It's just my stereo is in one location, and if I'm not in this particular location, then if I'm working outside, then I'm not one to carry well, let's see. I don't have a data plan with my phone anymore. I will get one once I move. But I just use Wi-Fi on my phone, so if I'm out of range of the router, then I've got no YouTube. So that's kind of a good thing. I don't need devices following me everywhere. Don Kirchner, is that? I'll have to look that up. But anyways, let's get our coffee going here. I'm gonna go back to full screen, and then we're gonna do, I think, one more video review or reaction to a song. What are we doing here? I'm on camera. Just gonna close some of these tabs that we're not using anymore. So any let's see, just see if there's anything I missed in the chat here. Live from the Armadillo World Headquarters is good CC record. Commander Cody. Don Kirchner Rock. No Xfinity box. I have no idea what that is. PlayStation. No. No, we don't do video games here. The last video game system I had was like the original Nintendo. I think my brother had I forget if it was a Super Nintendo or like back in whatever NES console was it, around 1998, 2000, somewhere around there. So there was a Super Mario game that I liked off of that one, but I'm Gen X. We didn't do video games like that, or I did it as a kid, but it never followed me into adulthood. So I think that was a millennial thing. But yeah, from what I understand, a lot of those consoles are pretty versatile in what you could do as far as audiovisual stuff. Alright, so let's pour the coffee because that's most important. Freshen up the tea. We got an emergency Dr. Pepper in case I need it. Well, yeah, anything you guys have been listening to that's particularly cool and captivating? As the sun is still setting right in my eyes here. I believe it was Mike that also mentioned the word, or a combination of words. I'll see if I can get the pronunciation correct. Is country prog? Did I say it right? Country prog. So I'm not even sure what that is. But I know what this is, so maybe you guys give this a listen. never heard Poor Man's Whiskey? Are you serious? So I'm not messing with you. This is a real thing. This is the band Poor Man's Whiskey, Dark Side of the Moonshine. They redid the whole album as a friggin' country rock. It's downright country. I don't even know if it's country rock. Is this country prog? You're going to have to tell me. The comments are delightful. Purists will argue this is blasphemy. I love it. I mean, let's get this link in the chat for you guys. I joined Andy Edwards' Patreon. Whoop. Come on. Where are we here? Let's just go back to, yeah, you can see me here. And I suggested, or I posed the question, is this legit? Or is this, does this count as prog? I forget what question. I'm not, I think I'm going to get off Patreon. I never use it. I just don't. So that was a way to support Andy. I mean, he's doing this full time. I'm just doing this as a degenerate. So whatever. If somebody needs to get me money, email me and I'll tell you the best way. But I don't have a Patreon. I'm not monetized. I probably won't monetize. But Andy Edwards, you know, prog. What would you call him? Prog expert, prog musician. I mean, he's the proggiest of the prognosticators, I guess. But I posed on his Patreon to the people. I don't know if that ever picked up as a discussion thread or what, but I was first of all curious if anybody's heard of this besides me. I recommended this to my brother a while ago. He's a big Pink Floyd fan, and he's also a music teacher at an elementary school, grade school here up in Winnipeg. And so I was curious what his thoughts were, but please let me know. Does this qualify as country prog? If it doesn't, you're going to have to drop me the names of country prog bands, because I don't really know where to even begin there. I take it you're leaving comments somewhere? I eagerly await to look for your comments or links as you send them. But I came across this maybe a year ago. Like I really started looking at Pink Floyd. I was checking out Pink Floyd in 2020, 21, somewhere in there. There was all kinds of documentaries that were coming out. I was revisiting the Pompeii videos and and a lot of the full albums I was listening to on YouTube. And somehow I came across Poor Man's Whiskey, and I was just delighted to come across. I found this about a year ago, and so I would love to see this catch on. And I don't know if Edwards is familiar with this at all, but I think it honors the musicianship that Pink Floyd offered us, and Americanized it or Southernized it. I don't even know what you'd call it. Countryized it. Again, I'm not claiming this is country prog, but I just offer that for your consideration. Andy reviews Pompeii. Yeah, I've seen a few people looking at that. I actually haven't looked at much of Andy's content in the last week or so. It's just been, I'm not watching a lot of my regular channels, except for just a couple of basic few, and then just I've got kind of a daily routine of things I absolutely watch. But yeah, Andy's stuff. I mean, he's got 3 friggin' channels now, so I'm mostly interested in the music stuff. But what do you have this week? 10 greatest British guitarists. I mean, I could probably figure that one out on my own. Well, I'll go check it out eventually. But then there was a couple of interviews or something. But then his political channel, I was watching it at the beginning. I just don't have time to look at all his content. And then the movie and television art review channel, I'm not really interested in that at all. It might be interesting. I don't know. A lot of the mass media is, I mean, this is mass media at this point, whether it's YouTube or Facebook, but a lot of 20th century and 21st century music and theater and movies I'm not too much interested in at all. Rush is your all-time favorite band? Okay. I guess there's people like that out there. There's nothing wrong with that. I actually have a hard time trying to nail down who's my favorite. It's like I said when I did the Alice Cooper content. Like, I don't have a favorite Alice Cooper song or album. You pick one up and it's like, oh, this is the best of the best, and then it's like, oh no, school's out. I mean, but from the inside, Alice Goes to Hell. Like, they're all just. It's like your children, you know. Which is your favorite child? You know, you love them all in their own ways, uniquely. But to say you have a favorite, it's difficult. Well, likewise with bands, you know, it's not that I like AC/DC better than Joe Walsh. I like them as much equally. Or, you know, is Pink Floyd the best of the best of the best in my books? Depends on which day you ask me, I guess, or how I'm feeling that day. Yeah, that's where we're at with the Friday Night Hoedown. I did want to mention the shit show portion here. Oh yeah, there was another. Okay, what are we looking at? You're looking at sharing screen. Okay, we'll get back on the camera. I'll look up a couple of. So we'll finish off just with a few comments on the Pima County shit show. Kind of transition for music aficionados. By all means, if you got stuff in the comment or in the chats, talk about musically. We'll keep talking about this as long as you want. But there were just a couple of things on my mind to mention as far as 2 YouTubers that I've been watching. As you may know, if you've been following this channel for any length of time. So the Lane Myers situation is still pending. As I mentioned earlier, Reluctant Prophet is live right now. I don't know if I think he's talking about his own stuff. I just had it on briefly before I went live, and I think it's having to do with stuff around his property there, those disputes.
Including carrying signs or
we'll start with Bao because... Oh, I'll do a couple of things here. Sorry to keep you waiting. Oh, Mr. Osgood stumbled in. Welcome, welcome. We just had a wonderful discussion about some stuff. So if you want to go back to the beginning or just stay live and you can go back and watch it after, we were talking about some stuff. Mostly Southern Rock, retrospective, revisited, and just the things I've been listening to this week. But what am I looking for? Oh, here it is. Doo-doo-doo. All right. So we'll do this first.
The court's order in direct contradiction to his past behavior and, seemingly, his own beliefs. Sergeant Hardman knew that Bao was not protesting.
Just ignore that for a moment. I want to get you looking at what I'm looking at here. So here, start with this. Post this in the chat. Dang, missed it. And we'll pin this. So that's at the top of the chat. This is, of course, the GoFundMe for Bao. We're going to check out the lackluster video, which had to be reposted this week for whatever reason. The original got taken down, but if you remember the last week, Lackluster, another YouTuber, had posted a video to help Bao with his legal representation for this terrible arrest that took place covering the Karen Reed shit show in Dedham, Massachusetts. The second trial, which the first one resulted in a mistrial. I don't know much of the details. Maybe you guys know more about this than me. But anyways, as a result of that lackluster video, he went from 9% funded. Like, he had less than $1,000, you know. When was he arrested? On April 22nd. So kind of by the end of last week, he had like 10%, but then Lackluster uploaded a video. This re-uploaded one is from 2 days ago, because the original video he made was taken down by YouTube, I guess. I don't know if it was... I don't have the details, and I think this is more or less the same video. It's just been re-uploaded. But in any case, as a result of Lackluster's help, as you can see, by last weekend he was like 50% funded, and he's 87% of the way there. Like, less than $1,000 to go of the $6,500 goal for criminal defense in that case. And from what I understand from Bao's own words, is he's hiring a criminal defense attorney to file paperwork on his behalf, and probably won't even have to show up. So just a matter of signing the contract with the attorney, and then he does all the filings and takes care of this. Maybe there's more to it than that. I guess you'll have to tune into either Clash with Bao or Smurfwatch Transparency for the details. Who the hell is Bao, and why should I give him a hard-earned ring? Well, we can watch a little bit of the incident. And so here, let's just back it up a few minutes. So Bao is a degenerate that you probably wouldn't want to give him money. Yeah, I didn't see the Jason's Walk video, but maybe I'll check it out. But this is Mike Hardman, the fellow that arrested Bao. And this is from earlier in the spring. So this officer knows Bao Nguyen clashed with Bao. He's familiar with him. He understands he's not there to protest. He's there to cover the protest as a quote-unquote journalist. He's there to cover the shit show. So this is footage from back in March or April, early April. I think it was maybe end of March. And so we'll just play a little bit of this and let Lackluster narrate, and then you'll see the circumstances which led to Bao's arrest, which was a very bad arrest, and why he's raising money for legal defense.
Just be cool.
Yeah.
Which you'll find anyway.
What do you mean?
I said just say hello. I'm just saying hello to you. That's all. I said you're fine. You're good. You're good.
Yeah, I'm not. I'm not.
No,
any
you're
trouble.
good. You're good. I just came over to say hi because I remember you from the last one.
Sergeant Mike Hardman has appeared on Mass Accountability as well, claiming to be more pro-First Amendment than anyone.
You know what? Like I said, as long as you're being cool,
Yeah,
it's cool.
I'm not here to cause a disruption.
Right. No, I get
I'm
it.
not yelling
But there is a
Karen
court
Reed.
order, and I'm pro First Amendment. I'm more than anyone.
Which
I'm probably just as strong as you are.
her jurisdiction really stops at the doors anyway. So
Well, no, the court order is the court order, but that only has to do with protesting.
Yeah.
If you're doing
Yeah,
your
I'm not
thing
protesting.
And you're moving.
I don't know if he's
I'm
a
just
First
here to get
Amendment
some
guy, Mike.
footage,
If you
and
do
that's
that
it.
Keep moving.
Yeah.
You're cool.
I'm just here to get footage. That's it.
All right, no problem.
All right.
He's just
What
an
was your back
American
number?
guy.
3121.
3121.
Mike Hardman.
Hardman.
Sergeant Hardman.
Thank you.
H Troop Cat Team.
Thank you, man.
Despite his previously friendly demeanor and the fact that he had allowed Bao to walk through and film in the buffer zone without issue, Sergeant Hardman abruptly shifted, enforcing the court's order in direct contradiction to his past behavior and, seemingly, his own beliefs. Sergeant
this is
Hardman
the
knew that
incident
Bao
where
was
he got
not
arrested.
protesting, which meant that the buffer zone's restrictions shouldn't have applied to him at all.
Morning, Mike. How are you?
How you doing? Get back.
Get back this way.
Get back. Get across the street.
Over here.
Over here.
Oh,
across the
what's
street.
going on?
Go.
What's going on? What's going on? What's going on? Can you tell me what's going on?
Across the street, you're getting locked up.
Do you know what? Can you,
You gotta keep moving back behind the buffer zone, okay?
can you tell me what's going on?
Hey, trooper, deal with them.
Hey, can you tell me what's going on? I'll comply with you. I just don't know what's going on. I just got here.
We got a
Yeah.
court case going on.
Yeah.
We got the defense and the prosecution coming, right? So time, place, restrict. We can restrict the area, right?
I just got here. I don't know what's going on.
Court order, we are
another
restricting
cell
the
phone?
order.
Huh?
You have another cell phone?
I
You got the QR code
man,
right
I do have another cell phone. I just don't want to scan anything. Can you tell me what's going on? And I'll comply to whatever you need me to comply
there.
with.
So we just have a buffer zone, and because of the case and
Yeah.
because of how well known it is, right? So we got a buffer zone, so we can
Yeah.
have a fair and impartial trial, right? So we have signs, right? There's gonna be a sign right on that street, right? See where it says Old Fellows Hall?
Completely missed it, but I'll go read it.
Old Fellows Hall, like the right there is where the buffer zone starts. Okay, so you gotta move it. So you just gotta move
He's
it
just
along,
explaining
okay?
it to me.
But you're not. So you're not talking. So you can move. Okay?
I mean, I just got here, man. I just got into town. I'll keep it moving. Yeah, can you tell me what's going on? Yeah.
So you got a buffer zone. Right? So that's it.
What was that? I don't.
Just keep it moving.
Auto, take his property.
The local
So we'll just leave it there. I'll put the link in the chat as well if you want to watch the rest of it. But it was kind of a really retarded situation there. And so Lackluster has this huge audience. He's got 1.3 million subscribers. something like that. And let's see, where is it? So whether I'm not too familiar with Lackluster. From what I understand, he's kind of an aggregator of activists, whether you want to call them First Amendment guys or cop watchers or whatever. Bao has been a cop watcher in the past, or government accountability, which to me, it's essential that we have the ability to do this. I'm up here in Canada. There's people trying to do this as well, but really,
Local news caught the assault, but has not released.
Bao has been trying to kind of just make content on YouTube through live streams. And so for whatever, was it a setup? I don't know. Good question, Mr. Osgood. But it was ugly. And they roughed Bao up. He ended up with a concussion. According to his testimony and witnesses, and it was caught on camera from different angles, they wrung his head off the back of a police vehicle, and when he came back after he spent the night in jail.
The full footage.
Demonstrators for Karen Reed.
I don't know why this keeps playing on its own. I think it has to do with these earphones. I think if I tap them, then it causes video to just play. So my hair's
Or watching the trial outside, a significant distance from the courthouse where the proceedings are taking place. The court order carves out a 200-foot area where demonstrating is not allowed. That includes signs or clothes with insignias. This morning,
yeah, I think I can control the video from playing with my earphones. But in any case, where was I? Yeah, he got roughed up pretty bad. And it was a pretty ugly arrest. And he has been... another lawyer has offered to take up the civil case. Another YouTuber lawyer, the DUI guy, Larry Foreman, is going to help him with the civil case against the officer, for assault and battery, essentially, and police brutality, whatever civil lawsuit they're going to bring up against him. So yeah, it's I would suggest check out the whole video. Check out Bao. His what the heck's his? I'll put up his channels, YouTube channels, if you're interested. It's he mostly live streams and restreams others, and it's just a I don't know if you call it what the genre is. It's kind of like YouTube drama, where all these YouTubers have beefs with each other, and you get in his live stream and we talk and troll the beefs and the beefers. So it's kind of a bit of a shit show there. It's a lot of fun. There's usually about 20 or 30 in the chat, and it's like a bunch of comedy writers. Like, everybody's got this insanely sharp sense of humor, and Bao is funny as all get out as well. Let's find Smurf Watch here. I can't find it. Here. Okay, so this is one of the channels he streams on. I don't think... Oh, yes, I do have... Well, I don't know if I'm going to play that last video. I'm just going to refer to it. But this is Bao's channel here. And we'll put this one in the chat for you if you're interested. So that's Smurf Watch Transparency, and then his other channel is Clash with Bao. So he's a really interesting character. He's Vietnamese. Okay, I don't know if you could see. This is Bao here. This little Vietnamese American dude. And so this is his main channel. Smurf Watch is kind of his secondary channel. He's done like this is big in the States. People are protesting Scientology, so it's not that Bao protests Scientology. We just watch the people that are protesting Scientology and laugh. Not that I agree with Scientology, but I'm not necessarily a protester either. So here's the clash with Bao. If anybody's, oh no, that's not what I wanted to do. No. Man, I suck at this. Here we go. Copy and paste. Yeah, Jason's walk, he's got like an attention to detail that kind of pretty out of this world. Okay, so why can't he pay his legal fees with YouTube money? He's not monetized on this channel. He's got 41,000 subscribers, and typically a live stream he gets 100 people watching. And so he funds his live streams by using Streamlabs, where you can do talk to, what is it, TTS, talk to stream, or what does that stand for, guys? You give money, and then it doesn't take as much as YouTube takes. YouTube takes, I think, 30% of super chats or membership, and so his viewers are basically helping him house and feed him day by day. So he's a veteran. He's I don't know if you call him a successful YouTuber, but YouTube is not paying his bills. It's through Streamlabs, and YouTube is his platform. On the Smurfwatch Transparency channel, he does have memberships, and they go for $50 per month. And there's, I think, 15 or 17 of us that are doing that. It's kind of silly, but what you're getting for $15 a month, let's see. What can I share with you here? If you're a channel member, you get access to different emotes here. So I'll show you. So when you're in the chat stream, he's got these emotes. So there's a weed pecker, there's choner, there's an 80-second airborne emote, there's a voodoo piggy emote, the Three's Company emote, which is 3 bows. There's a crackhead Kenny ape head emote. There's the King Chow Chow emote, and ooh, we unlocked a new emote. So we must be up to, that looks like Wario or something. Or, oh no, this used to be the Pirate Kitty emote. So now we've got a different emote. So he updated the emotes. So in the chat, when you're wanting to do emoji art and communicate through the emotes, it's a blast, but it's a little pricey. So again, he uses that money to do whatever. I mean, he flew himself. He's in Dallas Fort Worth, and flew himself up to Boston to cover the Karen Reed thing. I don't know what that cost him. But for the flight and housing, and whether he's doing an Uber down while he's down there or what have you. You know, the membership kind of funds these little jaunts here, there, and everywhere. But he doesn't make a lot of money. It's just whatever his viewers are throwing his way. He doesn't get ad share from YouTube. He doesn't get monetization or partner program with YouTube. He's able to monetize, but YouTube does take that 30%, and so he kind of bypasses that. He's got a Cash App. He's got PayPal. You can do peer-to-peer contributions, and now for his legal fees, he's got this GoFundMe. So the nice thing about I guess I dropped it. The nice thing about the GoFundMe when it's for legal fees is like you can't get scammed, because the guy can't turn around and say, I'm going to use the money for this. Like in the GoFundMe description, it shows exactly what he's using the money for, and from what I understand, according to their terms and conditions, this is to help me pay for a criminal defense lawyer and expenses. So it's not like you can use that to buy whatever, a new iPhone or something. So there you go. Like that's kind of the built-in protection when you're saying you're using it for legal representation, it has to be used for that. And so yeah, I'm just pleased to see that he's less than $1,000 away from meeting the goal. And then I believe the court date or the hearing was supposed to be in June sometime. So I would imagine there's plenty of time to get that lawyer secured and get this matter taken care of. And then the DUI guy was going to offer his services pro bono in the civil case against Mike Blue M. Bison Hardman, because it was just brutality. Like, watch that whole lackluster video. I don't think, I was watching the arrest live when it happened, and it was a little shocking. I was a little surprised that he showed up at the Karen Reed trial to cover this, but lo and behold, there he was. And he kind of got caught off guard. I don't think he was expecting this to happen, and it got picked up on like national news. I saw it on MSN on my feeds. Not that I look at MSN for news or anything, but some of the networks had picked it up, whether it was ABC, NBC. So it kind of got some attention, for better or for worse. So Bao became kind of this national figure for 24 hours or so. But yeah, he's a good shit. Check out his content, check out his channels, check out his GoFundMe, and decide for yourself whether you throw a couple of bucks his way. I don't have a lot of bucks, but I sent him $10 or whatever for this. I used to watch that Amagansett press guy sometime. Yeah, like a lot of these guys travel in the same circles. So Bao was good friends with James Freeman back in the day. I mean, I guess they're still quote unquote friends, but they used to do their thing back in the day. Bao had served in the Middle East. I guess back after 9/11, he was kind of on fire to protect this country against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and so he kind of got caught up in that. Had his eyes opened as a result of his time with the armed forces, and kind of came back with a different perspective. He's 42, turning 43 years old now, so he's been around, and now he's just kind of trying to make ends meet on YouTube. And he likes golfing too, so. But check him out. Who does Mike? Good luck. Yeah, I don't know if he needs luck. He just needs a few bucks. It seems like a pretty easy matter to get the criminal charges dismissed against him, because they're charging him with trespassing on a sidewalk in a buffer zone, which the judge made up out of thin air. And he wasn't protesting. He was complying. So it was trespassing and disturbing the peace or disorderly conduct. Like, just these phony baloney charges, right? So that's Bao. So I found it interesting that Lackluster's video got taken down this week and he had to repost it. So because I had posted the original video on my X account, Twitter, and then now you click that link to that original video, it's not there anymore. So I had to reshare this new video on my Twitter. And I mean, I don't have any kind of following on Twitter, but just do my part, making people aware. If people stumble across it, they'll see the Lackluster video and find out what actually happened there. And so that's that. And other than that, there was a mention of Lane Myers, who, that's kind of the last mention I want to make. It seems that he's got advisory council. I believe the guy's name is Resnick. I forget the first name, but this is who Lane wanted as his advisory council from the beginning. Or not from the beginning, but that's who he wanted as advisory council if he needed advisory council. But it was William Parvin that was assigned by Judge Ball back in October, November, whenever it was, when Lane was kidnapped right from the court hearing. I'm not going to post all those links, but yeah, they were going to have another bond hearing earlier this week, but I think Lane wanted to delay it because the old advisory council, who was his co-counsel, has been dismissed, and it was William Parvin's motions that were going to be introduced at the next bond hearing. But now that Lane is pro se on all of those grand jury indictments, the felonies and the misdemeanors, which were this fake harassment against Shannon Walker, those are all being taken up by Lane, whereas William Parvin had one set of cases, or there was one case number that William Parvin was looking after, Lane was looking after the other pro se, but now they've combined all those cases together and William Parvin is out of it, so all his motions need to be kind of disregarded, and so Lane is writing his own motions for the next bond hearing, but that's kind of do or die. He needs to get bond, otherwise he's going to sit in jail until the actual trial, which I think they're trying to set for July. And he's already been in jail for 40 days plus on these, again, crazy trumped up charges. But I came across this video. I don't know if you guys are familiar with Merb. He actually has some useful things to say. I don't think it was in this video, but another video he released this week where he said, and I take this to heart, is that the law doesn't work the way Lane and his supporters, of which I am one, want it to work. It works the way lawyers and judges interpret the law, and what judges that came before the judges that are hearing this, like higher up, whether it's Supreme Court judges, it's all precedent and case law. And so if a judge tries to make a ruling or interpret the law in a way different from the guy who came before him, that's when you get the system falling in on itself. And it doesn't matter right or wrong. The judges and lawyers are interpreting the law according to what's come before. I don't necessarily like that, but that's the system that's in place. And that's what we kind of have to remember. And Merv actually enunciated it quite well, in that love it or hate it. That's what you have to work with. And so in this video, which I'm not going to play, I'll give you the link here if you want to watch it yourself. He's talking about the hypocrisy of Lane Myers and his followers, in that the circumstance of the Shannon Walker case is Lane was harassing a public servant. Hold on. Something fell out of my hand here. Gotcha. Actually, I'm not going to be playing anything anymore. I can hear all the levels just fine. Woo. So Lane's in trouble with the law because he violated a harassment order by making YouTube videos and leaving an email, and the injunction against harassment, which Shannon Walker filed back in September, October, was based on one email and YouTube videos. No, one email Lane sent and one voicemail that he left. And that was supposed to constitute a repeated pattern of harassment. And so the whole saga is being covered by any number of channels. This is a public service has been talking about. I've been talking about it. Reluctant Prophet's been talking about it. The whole thing is documented on Lane Myers' own channel, which some of you are familiar with. Yeah, people have been covering it. Now, Merb here, I believe he's actually in Arizona as well, which is where all these incidences are taking place. He's commenting on this because Lane Myers' wife, Kat Heinrichs, has some kind of injunction against harassment against Christopher Ruff, Direct D. I don't have any details about this. I'm not privy to any of it. But in this video, Merb is saying the hypocrisy of Lane Myers, his wife, and his supporters is that in her capacity as a public official, Direct D, Christopher Ruff, was making videos about her, and she's using this as a basis to make this injunction against him. I haven't followed Christopher Ruff, what he says about this. I wouldn't believe half of it anyway. It's kind of not the point. There's been, like I say, some kind of legal action taken against Direct D. I haven't heard Lane himself talk about it because he's in jail. I haven't heard Kat talk about it, so I don't have any of the details about it. But what Merb is saying in this video, you guys are seeing the same thing I am? Yes. Did I post this in the chat? No. Okay, I'll post this video. You guys can watch it. But he basically says, you guys are saying Shannon Walker shouldn't be making injunctions against harassment for Lane's, only it's toward his wife. So you guys are a bunch of hypocrites. And again, I don't know the details of what's going on with that legal action. But essentially, you just made the argument that if Direct D is innocent of harassment and should be walking free, then so should Lane Myers. So he just argued for Lane Myers to not be in jail. So he's been critical of Lane Myers. In this very video, he says, I don't want to see anybody locked up and in jail for kind of things that really have no consequence. In this video, he talks about Rogue Nation. I'm not familiar with Rogue Nation's situation, but from what I understand, he was denied an appeal at either the state Supreme Court level or might have even been U.S. I'll have to go back and look. I can't follow everything, but I have been following the Lane Myers story, and Merb has had a lot of videos on Lane Myers. What I don't like or care about Merb's approach is he doesn't seem to have all the details of the case. And to do that, you have to go through probably 1,000 hours of video, which I've been watching Lane for the last year. I came across his channel in the last year or so and found it fascinating that as a pro se litigant, he's able to get results, or at least he has been up to a certain point. As of this March, they kind of circled the wagons and kind of did him dirty. Good night, good night, good night. Dirty cops are dirty cops, yes. And so in any case, I found this video interesting in that you just made your case that Lane Myers should not be in jail. So I don't know if the irony of the hypocrisy, if you're picking up on that yourself, Merb, but you just basically argued that Lane Myers should not be in jail for what he's done. If Direct D if Direct D doesn't deserve to be in jail, or Christopher Ruff LLC, or whoever, the YouTube snitch, if he doesn't deserve to be in jail, then neither does Lane Myers for what he's done, because you just said it's the exact same circumstance for the exact same reasons. And so if that's the case, yeah, Lane Myers has no business being behind bars. So that's all I wanted to point out. I don't have many updates. Somebody pointed out that Jason Zwack has oh yeah, Dad said Jason Zwack has put that out. I'll check that out later. I don't have a lot to add to what everybody's been saying, but I do find it fascinating to hear what the opposition, or the freedom haters, I don't know if Merb is a freedom hater, but he does seem to have a little bit of a problem keeping things in the full context and having the full background of what's transpired. There's been a few videos where he says, like, I don't have all the details, but I'm going to talk about it anyway. And you may say, well, I'm doing the same thing. I'm commenting on his video without having his full perspective. Well, I don't need his full perspective, but there's details about Lane Myers' case that if you're not familiar with exactly what's happened, you might come to different conclusions. But in this video as well, I think he says, like, Lane Myers, he's got a real problem getting along with people. Whether it was the people at O'Reilly's or the people here or there, like he does a good job of making a bad impression on people. Well, that's not against the law. As long as you stay within the letter of the law, like being a prick or being unamenable to people's tastes and or expectations of how you should behave, whether it's courtesy or friendliness or whatever. Lane is what he is. I am what I am. If you don't like me, you can't just throw me in jail. And that seemed to be, it's basically an ad hominem attack. There's protections. You can't just throw people in jail because you don't like their look. So in any case, I think we're going to be shutting it down. Thanks for coming, Mikes. Mike number 1 and Mike number 2. The stream is still going, I trust. How long have we been going here? I don't have much more to say, but I just wanted to make mention of Bao's case and Lane's case. The next time Lane appears in front of a judge, Judge Metcalf, I'm assuming. I don't think the judge has been switched out at this point, like Lane was claiming he was intending to do at the last hearing. But the next time he appears in front of a judge, I believe, is going to be for a bond hearing so that he can be released. And if the judge finds against him, he's going to remain in jail, as far as I understand the process, until the actual trial. So yeah, keep Lane in your prayers as far as that ongoing situation, and we'll see if there's another live stream that's going to happen this weekend. Happy Friday night, Hoedown, y'all. Thanks for coming in, and happy Mother's Day, you mothers. And I think we'll just call it a night, right? Good night, Dad.